Oh, this isn't very nice, but I felt like I was in prison.
Okay.
I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. If I had to do something, I had to push the button. Somebody would come, and you'd wait 10 minutes for somebody to come. And I just am not a lock-in person. I like to be able to go.
Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls. Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls. I'm Melissa Goodwin, one of the hosts of Spotlight, and today we are on site in Yankton, South Dakota with caregivers. Thank you for allowing us into your home today.
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting next to me is Gabrielle Hoeing, the owner of caregivers, and then also Kelly Fennell, who is one of the nurses with caregivers. So Gabrielle, maybe you can tell us a little bit about why we're in Yankton today. This is one of your offices, correct?
Yes. So we have 6 physical offices: Pierre, Aberdeen, Sioux Falls, Mitchell, Yankton, and Gregory. However, we serve 38 counties, mainly on the east side of the river. We do cross the river. We go clear to Winter and Fort Pierre, Lyman County, but we have over 200 staff spread out across eastern South Dakota. Like I said, from Aberdeen to Gregory and everywhere in between. So
Well, this is amazing. So we're here to learn a little bit about the services that you offer in-home. So Kelly and Joe, you guys are going to be the star of our show today. We're really excited to hear more about the work that caregivers does. So Joe, maybe you can start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of who you are and what your life was like maybe prior to having caregivers in your life.
Well, I was in the hospital several times, and then they would put me in the nursing home, and I'd say, I want to go home.
Sure.
I want to go home. And Dr. Fanta recommended caregivers, and the rest is history. So
real quick, we actually met, Joe and I met, we had an open house in our Yankton office, and we just sent out flyers saying, hey, if you're interested in learning more about home care, come to our office. And Joe and her sisters came by the office and grilled us about caregivers. And
did we really?
No, you guys are great. I was like, I really want to work with her. She is awesome. Yeah. So I just love Joe's spirit and personality. And so I'm glad that it worked out that we could work together, Joe.
That's amazing. So I'm curious, well, what were some of the questions that came up? What was maybe concerning to you about in-home care? What were you thinking about as you thought about the service?
I don't think I was upset about it, not curious enough, but as I just thought I'd wait and see.
Okay.
And everything's worked out well.
Mm-hmm. Did you think prior to having the service in home that maybe it was something that would be later down the road, or I don't need that right now, or maybe I'll just get some information for later? How were you exploring it when you met with Gabby?
Well, when I would be sick, and then they put me in a nursing home, and I did not want to be in a nursing home. I wanted to be home with my kitty cat.
Yes.
And so you've all made it possible.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So tell me a little bit about the nursing home. What was that like? Why did you, obviously you have a beautiful view here, so why would you not want to come home? But tell me about what was going on there.
Oh, this isn't very nice, but I felt like I was in prison.
Okay.
I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. If I had to do something, I had to push the button. Somebody would come, and you'd wait 10 minutes for somebody to come. And I just am not a lock-in person. I like to be able to go places and do things.
Because you were a business owner, you had a thriving business. You've obviously very independent. So I would imagine that would be hard.
Extremely independent.
Just a little bit. All right. Well, Kelly, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you and Joe met, what that was like, how long you've been working with Joe. Maybe you can share a little bit of that history as well.
Okay. Well, I started with caregivers. It's been
Couple years now.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years that I've been working for Core Cares, and I started with one main patient that I visited all the time, and then we no longer had that patient, and I started getting other patients, multiple ones, and I was able to come help Joe, and I do things like set up medications for the week. I can do foot care, any kind of nail care. I listen. I do a basic assessment to make sure that they're doing okay. I listen to lungs, and I listen to, how are they feeling? What are they doing? Has there been any changes? I ask, how can I help? What can I do? That's just kind of the basis of it. I overall, if you're a family member looking for help, we have a lot of services available. One of them is, you get a nursing assessment, and that's very valuable when you're in your home and it's difficult to get to the doctor's office. It's very wonderful to have somebody that can come and listen to you and then communicate with the doctor. They never have to leave the house.
Yeah.
That is the best part about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe, I understand you have 24/7 in-home support. Is that accurate?
Would you say it's 24?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Round the clock care. So we have caregivers that come in during the day, help with housekeeping, getting you up, ready for the day, remind you to take your pills. And then we have people that come in the evening as well and make sure you have everything you need at night as well. What other things would you say that they do for you that makes it easier for you to live here?
You make it easier just being here.
Yeah. Just
and
having that
and
support.
taking cooking maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah, cooking. I didn't mention that.
But I'm not a big eater, so bring in a pizza and I'll take a slice and you can take the rest home, kind of person. And yeah, so I'm just happy as a clam.
Good.
That's wonderful. So, what are your favorite things that they've cooked for you?
Oh boy, I can't remember.
I know this morning we asked you what you ate, and you were like, I ate a cheeseburger. Weren't you thinking she was going to have avocado and hummus, something really healthy? She's like, I ate part of a cheeseburger.
Heavens no.
They're good
Cheeseburger.
South Dakotan. Meat and potatoes, pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up with all that kind of food.
Yep.
So
And I see your plants are really well cared for as well. You mentioned that you've
that's
got
Emily.
Emily. So, what does Emily do for you?
Oh, she makes my day.
Okay. Oh, that's so nice.
She does everything.
Okay.
She can just do anything. She's
So-
a godsend.
Yeah.
And you have a cat too. When we got here, we're making Emily cry off camera. We're watching Emily. It's great to see the connection though you guys have, you and Emily, and that that you've built such a good relationship with each other.
Yeah.
That it's awesome to see. But I know when we got here, the cat really wanted out.
Yeah.
And she's like, you guys are messing up Emily's like, you're messing up the cat's routine. She needs to go out and she needs to go to the bathroom and she needs to come back and eat her food. And Emily's got your routine down and the cat's routine down too. She knows how to take care of both of you very well.
Yeah.
What has been the best part of the folks that do come in, Emily and Kelly? Can you describe your relationship with them a little bit for us?
Oh, they're like sisters.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah.
I know you referenced them as your friends when I came in this morning. She's like, it's just like having a whole house full of friends.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely if everybody could have that. I need an Emily and Kelly to come
You
and water
can't
my
have
plants.
it. You can't. She's mine.
So Kelly, tell us a little bit about in terms of your experience at Core Cares. What brought you to, you're a nurse, so I'm assuming you've got some other experience as well, or had you been a nurse in other places before working at Core Cares?
I've been a nurse for over 30 years.
Okay, so
So,
you've got some
I
experience
have a
under your
lot of
belt.
experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere from pediatrics to geriatrics to hospital, nursing home, you name it. I pretty much have it as far as experience. But I really value the home care experience because it's a totally different level of nursing. You really get to know a person because it's in their home, it's in their territory. It's not in a hospital away from home. So the relationships are really different. They are so much better, and you really get to know the person, what they like, what they don't like. For instance, I know I got to watch and not let the cat out when it's not time, and I know she loves Wendy's cheeseburgers. I know you get to know the person so much more. You know, Joe is such a worldly person. I just love to talk to her. I just adore my time spent here.
I would imagine you probably learn as much from her as she
I
gets
do.
help from you. So that seems like a
I
good
do.
back and forth relationship. So tell me now that you said you've been at Core Cares for 2 years?
Yep.
Yeah. So how has that, in terms of the work that you do from a clinical's perspective, what has that been like for you, that the shift into home care?
Well, when you are in the home, it is very different from working in a clinical type experience because in the clinical experience, it's very controlled. In the home, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
You absolutely do not know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to be there when you get there. It's always a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the skunk could have sprayed the cat and he could be walking up against me when I come, or I could find Joe laying on the floor. You never know what you're going to have. And you don't really have so much backup. You are the one that's coming to help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get backup, and that's part of it is that you have somebody checking all the time and coming all the time. But I love home care. It's more personal. I don't have somebody standing over me saying, okay, you got to do this, 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 and this. I do have a time frame, but in that time frame, I can decide and Joe can decide what we're going to do when.
You can really
So,
customize it
yeah.
to both of your guys' needs, whatever nursing needs you need to accomplish, and whatever
Yeah.
Joe needs from you. Yeah.
So Gabrielle, what is it like to know you're the owner? So how old is Core Cares now?
We're coming up on 10 years.
10 years, huge
Yeah.
milestone.
Really?
Yeah.
So
10 years in March.
yeah, you seem too young to have a 10-year-old business.
That's what someone else said to me. And then they asked me my age. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. Like, it's just been a whirlwind.
So what is it like to know that from when your initial vision for what this company could be and to hear stories like this? What is that like for you?
Our mission was to empower individuals to use their God-given gifts and talents to serve those in need. And I think we really accomplished that. And you can see the relationship Emily has with Joe and Kelly, and just them being inspired to use their gifts and talents to serve someone such as Joe and so many other people. We have hundreds of clients throughout South Dakota that we take care of. And it just always heartwarming to me that people choose this field
Mm-hmm.
and choose to care for people and choose to get to know them. That's the best part about this job. Kind of, you're saying, knowing their journey and where they're at today, and how we can help them live their best life, even though maybe things aren't quite the way they used to be when you were younger and active and traveling to Vienna or wherever. But we can do our best to make life enjoyable in this stage and really be able to build that connection and figure out how to help you live your best life. So that's what I really enjoy, is seeing the relationships and seeing how we can help wherever our clients are at in their life journey.
Yeah, it's impressive to see it in real time and just that this is real relationships with real people getting incredible care. I'm sure you could probably get care from a number of places. Tell us why you chose Core Cares over maybe some other options that were out there.
Core Cares was recommended by my physician.
Okay. Well, that's an easy answer.
Yeah.
How do you feel now? You've seen Kelly, a number of different providers, and probably have experienced even on the clinical side some what that was like. How do you feel Core Cares is different?
Core Cares, a lot of places focus strictly on the nursing. Get in, get out, do your duty, kind of like hospital,
Mhm.
But this is more personalized. This is more, okay, we need to make sure her psychological needs are met. We need to make sure we take care of the whole person. It's not a quick. I mean, I do have a lot of patients I have to see, but I still have time for Joe.
Mhm.
I love that aspect. I feel like they're different in that aspect. We take care of multiple things. It's not just nursing that we have, but we have somebody that helps with her grocery shopping. We take care of the whole person,
I love that.
not just come in to monitor their blood pressure. Yes, we are doing
Right.
that, but we're adding all these other things too.
What are some common questions people have when they're exploring your services? Or, I would imagine that many of us, you probably wait until you have to get home care or some kind of services. So what are some common questions people have? And then when is the right time to explore services like these?
I think some of the common questions like how do we train our staff?
Okay.
What are their backgrounds? Who am I? Because that's you're getting a stranger in your home, so
Right.
that can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Was that nerve-wracking to you to have people you didn't know come to your home?
Just in the beginning, but that wore off just right away.
Yeah. We
It-
always tell people like the first couple weeks are probably the toughest because you're not used to having care in your home. You're not used to having people, strangers, people you don't know in your house. And so just give it a few weeks, get to know everybody. And like you said, it wears off. It becomes normal after a while. You
Mhm.
just have to get through that initial piece of it. I think that's probably the biggest, like, I don't know, scariest part of home
Sure.
care. But we have great people like Carly and Janae here in Yankton that are our administrative staff that help try to bridge that gap and introduce caregivers to clients and fill our caregivers and nurses in on what kind of situations they're walking into, what our clients' needs are, so they can feel well equipped to meet the expectations in the home. Trying to think of what other questions people have. I think that's probably the biggest, what services do we provide? But I think that's the biggest one is who is going to be coming to my home?
And the trust,
The
right? So how
trust,
do I know I can trust you?
Yeah.
I was always worried about who can cook
Yeah.
because I don't cook.
Make sure you send someone that can cook.
Oh,
Yep.
that's amazing. I love
I think that's probably a lot of, people that get meal preparation. That's probably a lot of their concern too, though. Like,
Yeah.
I need someone that can.
Well, I'm happy with a cheeseburger too from wherever.
Yeah.
that makes that
Sounds like they
requirement
can just drive by Wendy's and you
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
happy.
right.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
When is the right time to start exploring, whether you're, maybe exploring it for your parent or a loved one, or you're looking for yourself? When should you start looking for home care?
I think you're right. And a lot of people wait probably a little too long sometimes
Mhm.
to get services, especially with the unemployment rate in South Dakota. We can't just magically get staff. So I always try to encourage people to look sooner rather than later.
Okay.
And even if you just get a few services in your home, like maybe once a week housekeeping, and start building that relationship with the office staff and some caregivers so they get to know you, that way if something happens, you already have that relationship built and it's going to be a lot easier to transition and fill that schedule. And I think, Joe, at first, I don't think you had 24/7 care. I think you
I
had,
don't remember.
I think you just had shorter shifts throughout the day where we came in and checked on you. And we've been able to expand the services as your needs have grown. But that's the best way to go about it is, if you're kind of seeing that things are changing and it's harder to keep up with household chores or you just can't be as independent as you would like to be, start getting those initial services so that way when things escalate or there's a health crisis, then you have already a team of people that can come in and support you and you're not just last minute calling us, please send as many people as you can. I want to be in my own home. And
Exactly.
so I think it's best to start with those like little initial services and then grow from there.
That makes a lot of sense. If you could tell someone like yourself, some advice, what would you tell them with regards to home care and living, your best life in wherever you choose to call home?
This is home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go anyplace else unless they dragged me out.
So many people
Kelly and
say
Emily
that.
make sure they don't drag you out. That's wonderful. Any advice you would have, Kelly, for those that maybe are in a position like Joe and they're not sure what to do next?
Get the help. You can always tell them, hey, I don't need you anymore. But man, it makes it so that maybe your health stays better and you don't have to visit the hospital or you don't have to go to the nursing home. That is a big goal of mine, is to help keep the people out of the nursing homes, because there is no better place than home. And people, like you said, they kind of wait too long to get started. I think people are so nervous about having others in their home. But the relationships, we do have different providers. People are different. I really like Joe. I mean, she's very worldly, very easy to talk to. I've
I don't
traveled.
like shots though.
So, we kind of bonded. And so, I mean, there is people, you're not going to like everybody.
Yeah.
And we do have different nurses. So if you don't like one nurse, you can say, well, I don't get along with Kelly, which find that hard to believe.
I would too. I would too.
We do have other nurses she can switch to if she wanted to.
That's a good point. Sometimes it's the personalities, that just don't mesh for whatever reason. And so if you get started sooner rather than later, we can help find the right fit for you in your home.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for letting us in your beautiful home today. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you. You're a CPA and a theater person.
Retired.
Retired.
I know. I was trying to get advice earlier, and she said, "I've been retired. I don't do that anymore." I was like,
You've passed the baton on that, it sounds like.
Yeah.
"You're retired and living your best life."
Yeah.
Yes, watching the beautiful view and your cat hunt outside. So very lucky that you're able to do that with the help of Core Cares and the amazing team that you have here. So thank you for letting us visit you and talk to you today. For those of you that are interested in learning more about Core Cares, check the link in the show notes so that you can connect with Gabrielle and her amazing team. It sounds like you've got a lot of offices east side of the river, but also a little bit west side.
A little bit west side.
As well.
Creeping into the west side.
So thank you so much for all the work that you do, the important work that you do, and thanks again for having us in your home.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming. Appreciate it.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services, your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature, or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve. Running a business means we all wear a lot of hats, but sometimes you need extra hands, sometimes some specialized talent to keep projects moving.
That's where our friends at Solvo Global come in. Whether you need offshore or nearshore resources or long-term project support, Solvo connects you with the right people to scale your business.
They make it simple. You get trusted talent without the overhead, so you can focus on growth instead of scrambling for help.
Check out the link in our show notes below to learn more about how Solvo Global can support your next big move.